Hello, it's Jennifer from heysealemon. I've been really wanting to get back into watercolor, and in this video I'll take you through my process on how I made this watercolor book using disc binding. If you're not familiar with the disc binding system, I did make a video a while ago and you can check that out up here, and I will also link it down below. It's a good video for beginners if you're interested. I chose this style because it's really good for thick sheets like watercolor paper. You can take the pages in and out and put new sheets in, and for example, if you made a sketch on some other paper and you want to organize all of your art together, you can pop it into the discs. Also, watercolor paper tends to warp a little, and it does make your book kind of fan out. So with this system, if your pages create some volume, the discs compensate for that and can expand with the whole book. It's really all about customizing. Some of you know how much I really like this type of binding system, so I really wanted to see what it would look like in a watercolor book. And if you want to know the supplies that I use, I will put all of those in the video description below, including links, and let's get into it. I'll be using this 11 by 15 inch watercolor pad, which comes with 30 sheets. To get the size I want, I'm going to cut these in half, and you can also try cutting down those large sheets of watercolor paper you find at the art store. First, I'll remove all of the sheets from the pad so they are single sheets. Then I'm going to trim 2 at a time with my craft blade and roller. You can also try a paper trimmer if you have one of those. And again, you can purchase or cut your watercolor paper in any size you want. I just really prefer this size. Now with all the paper trimmed, the final size is 7.5 by 11 inches, and I'm now ready to make the cover. For disc-bound books, you have a few different DIY options. I like to use poly folders. You can use the folder inside if you want to leave that, or cut it off, and you can usually find these kind of folders in different designs at office supply stores. It's durable and flexible at the same time, but if you want some other options, check out this video, which goes through covers and dividers you can make, including a hack if you don't have a disc-bound punch. To make this cover, I'm going to trace one of the sheets of paper on the front and trace it on the other side for the back cover. Since I don't want to keep the pockets, I cut those off and trim the rest out with the craft knife. Now I have my front and back cover, and I'm just going to trim a little bit off of each corner because they can get kind of sharp. Now for the binding holes, I'm going to make this book a top-bound book, which means it's going along the top, but you can also put this along the side, and to make the holes, I'm using this Circa Levenger punch. I actually prefer this one over others because it is really heavy duty and can go through thick material. You can put it on different settings so that it measures out the holes correctly. I put this on the junior size and punch through to make the holes on the covers. I punched through the watercolor paper as well, and although this pad makes 60 sheets total, I only ended up using 36 because that's how thick I wanted this book to be, so I'll just end up using the rest as I need them. And based on the thickness and size of this book, I went with 7 1-inch discs. Starting with the bottom cover, pop them on, and then pop on the rest of your paper. It may be a little awkward at first, but the more paper you put on, the easier it gets. Add on the front cover, and now this book is ready for watercolor. And if you want to add more paper to your book, just switch out the discs to larger ones. I can't wait to paint in this book. If you want to see more book videos on my channel, be sure to hit that like button and tell me in the comments below what you do want to see on the channel. I'd love to read any requests, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every week. You can check out a couple of other related videos around here. All of these links will be down below in the description, and I will see you guys next week with a new video. Bye!